Hey everyone, it's Ally and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over Middle Eastern fragrances once again, but this is a top 5 of my favorite Middle Eastern fragrances for summer because yes, the hot season is upon us. It is getting really warm outside and I want to give you guys some options for some of my personal favorite hot weather fragrances that I think are going to work so beautifully for summer. So if that's something that you're interested in, then definitely stay tuned because we're going to get into it. I have 5 fragrances that I want to talk about that I think are going to be really solid options. But I want to start off with an honorable mention. I haven't done this in a while, doing my honorable mention, but I want to talk about a fragrance that Dua Fragrances released, and it is only $33 because it's from their designer line, and that is called the Empress. It looks like this. Let me get it to focus. It looks like this. It's called the Empress, and this is a dupe of a fragrance that I have used for summer for so many years now. It is one of my favorite fragrances, I think, of like all time. And it's a very simplistic, just refreshing fragrance, and that is from D&G, and this one is called I can never say it right. L'Impératrice 3 is, I think, how you say it. L'Impératrice. I have no idea. Don't come for me, my Frenchies out there, because I love y'all. I eat croissants on a daily, so I'm one of you, okay? But yeah, it is a dupe of this fragrance right here. This fragrance is pretty affordable. You can get it for pretty cheap on discounter sites. But one thing that I've noticed with this fragrance is that the longevity is very soft, as well as with the projection, but the scent is really addictive. It's a very addictive, juicy watermelon scent. You have notes of kiwi, rhubarb, pink pepper, watermelon, cyclamen, jasmine. You have a lemon tree note, musk, and sandalwood. And you guys, it is so mouth-wateringly juicy. And just, oh my gosh, it's like wet fruit, like literally having watermelon juice. Like, it's so pretty and yummy. And you guys, this is a spot-on dupe for this one. If you want to smell absolutely delicious, like wet fruit juice, do yourself a favor and look into this one. It's $33 for a 1 fluid ounce size. And this is so potent because it's an extrait de parfum. So extraits are higher concentrations of oils and they're going to last forever. This is really, really beautiful. And this fragrance performs beautifully in high heat. It is such a stunning, refreshing, it almost has a slightly cooling effect type of fragrance. And if you're a fan of this one but have struggled because it has longevity issues, get yourself an extrait version of it. Dua Fragrances killed it with this one, and I am so happy to have this one in my collection because I've been using this one pretty hard. I mean, it's got a sizable dent on it already. I could focus. It's got a sizable dent, and this one too. Like, you can tell this one I love to use. Sometimes I use them together. I don't know why. I just like to like layer them together. But I wear this one alone all the time, and it is the same fragrance, like I said, but this is so much more stronger, so potent, so long-lasting, sprayed on clothes, and like you're gonna smell like juicy watermelon all day. And if that's your vibe and you love smelling like mouth-watering fruit, particularly melon, these two, but this one, my gosh, Dua Fragrances almost always kills it with like their dupes of fragrances. I'm like dropping stuff everywhere. Now the next one that I'm going to talk about is one that is super mouth-watering and juicy, and this one is Amirat Al Arab by Astaf, which is part of Latafa's like parent, one of the, not parent companies, but one of the sub companies under Latafa. This is gorgeous. Citruses, bergamot. You've got white musk, you've got an aloe vera note, jasmine, musk, woody notes, and oud. And don't be like caught off guard because there's an oud note in this. I honestly get absolutely no oud. There is no stank, almost no woodiness to this. Primarily what I get is this juicy, floral, citrusy sort of scent. It reminds me of lemonade, if I'm honest. It's like a super citrusy lemonade. Or if you've ever had, what is it called? That lemonade with the floral infused into it. Shoot. I was going to make some the other day. This is going to bother me now. But there's a type of lemonade that you can get that is infused with florals into it. So it has a very floral sort of lemonade-y type of scent to it when you drink it. That's what this reminds me of. It's refreshing, it's crisp, it has that sort of cooling effect. The aloe vera makes it very sort of juicy, and it adds a sort of like clean sort of coldness to it that gives it a very watery undertone. It's got musk in it for sure. It's a little bit musky, but not overtly musky. But primarily what I get is this mouth-watering citrus that is very reminiscent of like a lemonade. It almost gives me like a raspberry floral lemonade. And it's so, so good. The longevity on this is killer. Right off the bat when I got this, it was already a stunning beastly fragrance. But the longer this has sat in my collection, the stronger this has gotten, the better it has gotten. And you guys, this is absolutely just stunning. It's crisp, clean, juicy, very feminine, very pretty. If you are a very like refreshing, crisp, clean, juicy, but not juvenile lover of fragrances, then you are gonna love this one. It's gorgeous, and the bottle is so nice. It has this velvety sort of feel. It's really, really cute, honestly. It says like Princess of Arabia on the side, which is really interesting. It's a unique bottle, but the scent is really gorgeous. The only other thing I can compare it to in my head that is similar-ish is My Way by Armani, that sort of crisp, juicy floral. Now added like a lemonade note to that, and that's basically what this is, like a lemonade with a sort of raspberry-ish backbone. Kind of what I get from this. Like, it's a really, really beautiful. I highly recommend checking this one out for summer. 10 out of 10. The longevity and projection on this is beautiful. If you want to intoxicate people around you, this is a really solid one for summer, and I highly suggest checking it out because I really recommend that one. It's honestly really, really good. The next one, which is a complete 180 from that style of fragrance, is one that when I first got it, I was kind of like on the fence about it. I was like, I don't know if this is very me. But after wearing it a couple more times, it became so addictive to me and so gorgeous. And it's such a compliment getter. Every time I've worn it, I get so many compliments. And when you spray it on clothes too, it's on clothes for like days at a time. Like, it's so, so good. That is from Lattafa, and this is Vintage Radio. This is supposed to be a dupe of Initio's Paragon, which is a scent that I really, really love. But this is one that is, I wouldn't say juicier and brighter and a little sweeter than Paragon. It definitely smells like Paragon, but it smells like a slightly sweeter, juicier, plummier version of it. And you've got notes of lavender, sage, bergamot, palo santo, plum, black pepper, sandalwood, and oud in this. And again, the oud, even though there is an oud note, I don't get any oud at all. I just get this aromatic, herbally, like, oh my goodness, juiciness. It's a little tart, very juicy, sweet, and herbally at the same time. It's so relaxing and so, I don't know, I smell it and I almost have like a spiritual awakening. I feel like every time I spray this, somehow it realigns all my chakras because of that lavender and Palo Santo and sage. I'm just like, yes, if mama's feeling negativity, I'll just like, negativity who? Realigned here? Like, it's just that type of scent for me. This gives me sophisticated, classy, just bougie vibes. This is very, like I said, aromatic, but it's not at all like heavy and like masculine smelling. This is truly unisex. Anybody could wear this one. Again, probably out of all of these, this one will be the most challenging for people. But I think if you just sit down and give this a shot and wear it a few times, you are going to fall in love with it. Especially in the deep dry down. It is like this sweet, crisp, almost citrusy sort of vibe on like the deep dry down with a little woody base. It's so beautiful, so unique, so interesting and captivating. If you want to capture the attention of everyone around you, do yourself a favor and look into this fragrance. It's very captivating. It's very juicy. It's not at all juvenile in any way. It's very sophisticated and classy. And most of all, it's very unique. You're going to smell extremely unique, not like everybody else. And honestly, I really love the way this makes me feel when I wear it. Like I said, the first time I was kind of like on the fence. I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. But second time I was, oh my gosh, I was so hooked. It's hard for me not to want to wear this. I reach for this a lot more than I like to admit that I do. This is just such a beautiful reach, and I know every time I smell it, I smell good. And I always get compliments when I wear this. Not that that's like the deal breaker for me wearing it, but I really do enjoy that it's a joy for other people to smell on me. That makes me really happy when it's a joy for everybody. I get to enjoy it. Everyone around me gets to enjoy it. Honestly, it's a win-win. And yeah, highly suggest checking this one out if you want something a little different, really unique. But I also think that this would be amazing in summer. In high heat, this is going to project so beautifully and just be like, wow, to everyone around you. The next one that I'm going to talk about is one that was a TikTok cult favorite, and that is Harem Al Sultan Gold. This is the EDP spray version. You've got notes of jasmine, bergamot, peony, pineapple, peach, plum. You've got musk, sandalwood, and patchouli. And you guys, this is gorgeous. It is such a perfect summer fragrance. And honestly, this is also an extreme compliment getter. The bottle looks like this. Let me zoom it in. It is a really beautiful ornate bottle. And yeah, this is a compliment getter, like right off the bat. Every time I've worn this, and I've worn it quite a bit, I've got a little bit of a dent going on this bad boy already. Every time I've worn it, I've had compliments up the wazoo. People just want to know what I'm wearing, especially when I go to the grocery store for some weird reason. I always have cashiers like being like, what are you wearing? And like, what is it? And I like will tell them it's this, and they immediately like look it up. It's funny because the grocery store that I tend to go to, I had one lady obsessed with the way I smelled, and I was wearing this every time I went in there. And she ended up like Googling it and actually bought the fragrance. And I was like, oh, good for you, girl. Like, slay. Now we're going to be twins. It's really addictive. You got like these beautiful florals and this juicy fruitiness that comes off very candied-like. It gives off gummy bears, gummy worms sort of feel, but also has this beautiful floral undertone to it. You spray it and immediately get this sort of like Haribo-like effect on the skin, very candied, kind of gummy-ish, very playful, very sweet and pretty. And as it dries down, you get like more and more of the florals. And then you're left with this underlying sweet candied goodness and a floral backbone. I don't get a lot of the sandalwood or the patchouli, but it does aid in helping in the longevity on the fragrance, because typically fragrances like this tend to not be very long lasting. I do find decent longevity with this one. So that's something that I really like about it. And yeah, and this is going to perform so beautifully in hot weather. Like, this is going to push out. It's absolutely delicious. It's addictive. It is one of those fragrances that is really going to hook people in and want, they're going to want to be close to you. Like, they're going to want to smell you. So definitely look into this one if you want something that's addictively sweet and delicious and really just happy. I can't smell this fragrance and not feel happy when I smell it. It's just one of those mood boosting, feel good fragrances. It's a little light when you first get it, I will say that. And it does need a little bit of time to macerate, but like after a week or two, it's pretty solid. But it is pretty solid like right off the bat when you get it, so you can use it almost right off the bat either way. But definitely look into this one. Really, really good one. Harem Al Sultan Gold, the EDP spray version. The next one that I'm going to talk about is one that I got in my collection that I am obsessed with. This one is Minerva from Maison Alhambra. Y'all saw me talk about this one not that long ago, I think in my last haul video. You guys, this is gorgeous. Out of all these like juicier fragrances, aside from Vintage Radio, this one probably has the most depth out of all of them that I'm going to talk about. It's a little bit deeper, but I still think that it is very summer appropriate. It is a white floral fragrance, but it is a deep, gorgeous tropical white floral that has a unique twist to it. You've got notes of bergamot, lychee, nutmeg. You have lily of the valley, peony, rose, lavender, musk, vanilla, and woods. And I definitely get that slightly woody vanillic base. It's got like a woody vanilla backbone that really makes this fragrance kind of dense and juicy. But you also have these beautiful florals in the forefront that you never lose. It's creamy, not coconutty, but creamy in the sense that it almost has this like lotiony sort of effect, very like carnal plush white floral with a hint of greenness and a bit of pepper. It's so fascinating, so sweet and warm and just honestly so beautiful. This reminds me of like walking through a white floral garden in like a tropical paradise. Like it has that sort of effect. It's really gorgeous. And if you love those vacation style scents that don't smell like suntan lotion but have a floral touch to them, definitely look into this one. It's actually really stunning, and the longevity and projection on this is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, like it lasts a really long time on me, and it's also a good compliment getter that's not gonna offend a lot of people. I wouldn't go too heavy on the sprays with this one because it's a pretty strong fragrance, but like you could do whatever you want, honestly. This is just a gorgeous fragrance, and if you love white florals, then oh my gosh, do yourself a favor and look into this one because it's so affordable and so freaking good. Like it's just one of those captivating, I'm gonna lure you in seductive white florals that you could wear like at night and during the day easily. And it projects beautifully in high heat. It warms up really beautifully on the skin in high heat, which is something I really love about this one. I've had a few really warm days and I wore this out, and my gosh, I was intoxicated by my own aura. I was like, who's that goddess that I keep smelling? And I'm like, oh, it's just me. Like it was really nice. Like I'm not gonna lie. The last one that I'm going to talk about is another one that I talked about in my last haul that I think is very appropriate for the warmer months. And that is Kahir Fusion. Kahir Fusion from Paris Corner. This is absolutely beautiful. You've got notes of blackcurrant, red apple, lychee, lemon, jasmine, candied violet, damask rose, sandalwood, cedarwood, musk, and vanilla. And this is a dupe of Kayali's Sparkling Lychee, I think is what it's called. You guys, this is stunning. I remember trying Sparkling Lychee when it first came out. I went to Sephora, sprayed myself with it, and left. And within that hour, I couldn't smell it anymore. And neither could my partner. So, like, we were both kind of like, okay, like, what the hell? Because I was thinking of buying it. I went with the intention of buying it. And, like, within that hour, I decided I'm just not going to do it. I love Kayali and their fragrances, but Sparkling Lychee was just a little too light for me, and it just didn't work well with my skin because, like I said, my skin ate it up, which typically doesn't happen with Kayali fragrances. Everyone is different. Maybe it works for you. It just didn't work for me, which was a shame because I did enjoy the scent profile. But this, you guys, is nuclear. And this is going to work so beautifully in high heat. If you want to smell like lychee bubblegum that has a very sparkling, like, sort of effect, then do yourself a favor and get this. That's primarily what I get when I smell this. I smell like a bubblegummy, lychee, sparkly, like, candy. Like, it's so good. It's so yummy. I think this is one of those fragrances that just puts a smile on your face. If you want to smell ultra feminine and girly and like the color pink, this is all of that. This is giving me like Barbie vibes. This is so pretty. It's sparkly. It lasts a long time, which is something I couldn't say about the Kayali one, unfortunately. And I hate saying that because I love Kayali and their fragrances. But yeah, this is stellar. I really like this. And like I said, if you want to smell like sparkling lychee bubblegum, do yourself a favor and look into this one. Longevity and projection on this are amazing, but in high heat, this is stunning. It's not offensive, but you're going to, or it's non-offensive, but you're going to smell intoxicating to everybody around you. Everyone's going to be like, you smell really pretty. Because this is just one of those pretty girl fragrances that just is so like dainty sweet and just so like, look at me. But I'm also a little demure, like, you know, that's the vibe that this fragrance gives me. Very pretty girl. And if you're in your pretty girl era, then do yourself a favor and look into this one because this screams, I'm in my pretty girl era and I am blossoming, bitch. Like, don't come for me because I will come for you. Oh my god, I keep thinking about the damn Chick-fil-A girl and doing this like every 5 freaking minutes. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. But yeah, definitely look into this one. It's a really good fragrance and definitely one to keep in your repertoire if you're looking for summer staples. And yeah, you guys, that's my summer hot weather fragrances for 2024, my Middle Eastern version. If you guys want to see like a Middle Eastern summer like nighttime fragrances, definitely let me know. I can definitely get a list going for you guys. But till next time, I will catch you in my next video. And yeah, bye.